I'd like to welcome everyone. Just like every year, that summer goes by so fast, but it's also exciting to get those fall sports up and going. My name's Josh Dale. I'm the activities director here for the district. Jessica Hogan will take over as the middle school coordinator. She'll be in charge of all the middle school activities, and we'll kind of transition into that piece there. We're just going to go through a little slide show here. The biggest thing is the registration process, and we'll go through that at this time. There's the schedule up there. Impact testing at 5 o'clock. Girls volleyball, girls soccer, girls tennis should have been in there if they're 9th grade or 11th grade and got that taken care of. Or anyone that had a previous concussion in those sports. If you did not do that, please jump in there at 7 o'clock and get that taken care of. That's in the media center. General meetings going on right now with me. After that, you'll break out into your fall sport groups, and they're around the school here, and we'll say which part of the building they're in. If you're not in a fall sport and you're a 9th and 11th grader, you should get your impact testing done at 6:30 in the media center. Then at the end, after your sports meeting, the football, boys soccer, cross country need to go to the media center and finish their impact testing if you're in 9th or 11th grade. Online registration. For some reason, we tried to go to this year. Technology can be fun when it works, and it can be a nightmare when it doesn't work. The first thing that I found out is a QR code that we created for tonight and earlier this week. I guess you only get so many hits a month. So if you try and click on the QR code right now, it will not work. So I learned that. I'll go through this, and I'll kind of walk us through where you can find it to get to it on the high school website there. Physicals can be downloaded inside this online registration, or you can bring them into the high school and middle school office, and we'll put those in there. When you register online, it's credit card only. If you want to pay by check or cash, you can stop by the high school or middle school office this week, and we can do payment that way. If you qualify for free and reduced lunch and you haven't filled out that form yet, you need to inform us so we can adjust that as well. So we'll go through some of that. If you have questions, there'll be people in the hallway down the wing towards the cafeteria that can help you register or answer some of those questions for you. Before I go any farther, I'm going to walk us through where you can find the registration piece here. Hang on. Maybe. Remember I said I love technology? I don't know why that didn't pop up, so I'm just going to walk you through it. So if you go to our district website, on the top, it'll say activities. Under activities, there's two things under there. It'll say activity schedule. That's where you'll find the activity schedule for the whole year. You can click on that, and it'll show you what activities are going on. Below that says online registration or activity registration. Click on that. Once you click on the activity registration button, you have to create an account. So you click on create an account. Once you create the account, you got to put in an email, and then you got to check your email. This is where a lot of people mess up. Check your email, confirm it, and then you have to go in and finish the process. Okay? I know I talked through that really quickly. If you have questions on it and you have not registered yet, there'll be people in the lobby that will help you. We've had over 150 people register, so I know it goes smooth for some. Others it isn't working, and there's been some issues along the way based on the school that you go to. If you go to the Christian school or St. Mary's, we have to add you in there. So we'll continue to work through some of those issues that we had. This process is new to us as well as it is to you, so we're still learning as we go here. One other question that we've been asked on the online registration is the gray slip. Everyone remembers the gray slip that you had to have when you finished, okay? The gray slip will only be used if you register after August 14th. So if you register before August 14th, all our coaches will get a list of who's cleared to practice on those days, okay? After that, you'd have to bring that grade. You'd come to the office and say, hey, I registered, got all my paperwork in. Then we'll give you a gray slip, and you take that to your coaches to clear you to participate. Those of you that need physical, typically you have a physical your 7th grade year, and it's good for 3 years. If you do not have one your 7th grade year, then the system would be off a little bit, but usually you need it your 7th grade year and your 10th grade year, every 3 years. If you need a physical, and you know you need one, it's going to be very difficult to get in for an appointment right now. One way you can do it is go to Sanford tomorrow between 5 and 7 at the clinic, and you can walk in, and they'll do physicals only from 5 to 7. It's cash, $35, but you get taken care of. If you call your provider, you're probably going to be 3 to 4 weeks out now to set up an appointment. So this will be the best way to get in if you still need a physical. Remember, if you don't have your online registration completed, a physical on file, you cannot participate in practice or take part in events. So that needs to be done before we can practice or participate in events. Participation fees are up there. High school at $60, $30 for free and reduced. Middle school is $20 and $10. Family max, $300. So if you're a family max and you reach that $300, please contact the middle school or high school office, and we'll correct that for you with the online piece of things. There's that gray slip that I was talking about for those new people. You don't have to worry about that gray slip till after August 14th or your sport started. I know middle school football, middle school volleyball don't start till the first day of school. You'd be fine on that day. Anytime after that, you need to bring in that gray slip to your coaches to clear you so you'd be eligible. Non-school competition training. Just reminder, the sport that you're in, you cannot be doing that same sport somewhere else at that time. This goes to, example is our boys soccer players, okay? Once the season starts on August 14th, you no longer can play adult league, okay? If you play adult league and someone takes pictures of you or it gets back to us, we'd have to forfeit the games that we're in. So that goes to all the sports. If you're in volleyball and you go take part in some club tournament or something, we'd be in violation, and we'd have to forfeit the games that you took part in. So once you're in season for that sport, you can't do it outside of the high school season. Now, if you're a volleyball player and you're playing basketball somewhere, that's fine. I don't know what your coach is going to think about that, but that would be okay. You just cannot play the same sport during the same season, if that makes sense. The one exception, for some reason, is baseball and softball. There's some different reasons behind that, but them are the only exceptions to that. Sportsmanship's a big one for me. This is something that we can all get better at, including myself. We want to be respectful of your teammates, the officials, your opponents. We want to represent Worthington to the best of our ability. We're all one big team here, so we should be supporting one another at games, cheering on one another, not being disrespectful to our opponents. Cheer on our team, not be disrespectful, okay? That's huge to me. And then the last one on there is clean up after ourselves. That's at home games and on the road. Our custodians do an awesome job of preparing this building for the school year. They do a great job of cleaning up, but their job isn't to pick up after us. Their job is to prepare the school for the school year, not clean up garbage after all of us. So when you're on the road, you're at home, please pick up your stuff, pick up stuff around you, throw it in the trash cans. For our players as well, if you're on the benches, after you get done, don't leave the water bottles sitting around. Pick them up, throw them away, okay? We want to have fun at games. We want to cheer on our teams loudly, but we want to do it in a respectful manner. Academic policy, we changed this a few years ago. It's the same 7 through 12. So we check grades every 2 weeks. When school starts, we do the first 3 weeks, and after that, it's 2 weeks after that. If you're failing a grade after those 2 weeks, you become ineligible. The only way to get off that ineligible list is go around with a clearance form that looks like this and have your teacher sign off on it. Once they sign off on it, you turn it back into the middle school or high school office, and then they'll let the coaches know and the AD know that you're eligible to participate again. But until you turn this form in, you're ineligible. Okay? Say you go and you're failing a class and the teacher didn't enter the grade or whatever the reason is. As soon as that gets taken care of, you go get that sign, get it turned in, you could be eligible that night. Okay? Really the only reason I see people being ineligible is because they don't work at it. Okay? There's really no reason not to be ineligible in middle school or high school. It just takes time. We have to remember that we're student athletes. The student piece comes first. There's only a small percentage, it's less than 1% that go on to play college sports, so we need to get that education. So think of it, that student piece comes before that, the sport piece of things. It's a privilege to play a sport. Attendance, you gotta be in school by block 3 to practice or play, and if you're in ISS, you would not be able to participate while you're in ISS or OSS. Hopefully we don't run into that. Transfer rule, I'll just put it this way, if anyone's going in to 9th grade or above that have moved to Worthington this year, just come see me. We have to do some transfer stuff on that. If you're here last year, we're fine, but if you're moving here this year, come see me, 9 through 12, and we'll fill out that transfer stuff through the Minnesota State High School League and get you ready to go. Strength training, this is a big one to me. This is a program we started about 5-6 years ago, and it's really taken off. I think it's important. I think it's part of our practices that we get in the weight room. 9 through 12, it's required 2 days a week. Some of you might be doing it in the morning. Some of you might be doing it before or after practices. But treat it like practice. It is part of your practice, and it's a requirement. Okay? If we want to compete with the other schools, this is a huge piece. They're doing it too. Some are doing more than us, some are doing less than us. But if we want to compete, it has to start in the weight room. Activity passes are up there. If you want activity passes, you can see the middle school, high school office. Just keep in mind, K through 12 is free to get into events. And then for adults, we have punch passes. Golden Age is free. And then we have family unlimited passes as well for $200. Rickers, we do pictures. Pictures for 9 through 12 is Wednesday, August 23rd. If you need a hard copy, we have them here. They prefer that you go online to their website. It's up there. It's also up here on a sheet of paper. We have a QR code. You can scan that, go on there. They'd rather have you do that online. We'll also hand out the hard packages to the coaches the week of, and if you want one, athletes, you can grab one from your coach. So here's where all the activities get put into. It gets put in the Big South Conference website. I talked about our website. Go to ISD 518 under activities. It says activity schedule, the first one on there. This is where we make all the changes. So anytime there's a change in the schedule, cancellation due to weather, whatever it may be, this is where I go to make that change. On there, if you go to that, you can get notifications. So if I do go on and change something, you'll get a notification letting you know right there that the game has been postponed for whatever reason, or the game time changed, or location change. So this is very important. So I'd say go under activity on our website, activity scheduler. It'll say notify me, sign up to get notified. You'll get an email, you can get a text if any changes that happen. Trainer, we have Joe Kreckelberg, who's been here for a number of years, amazing, does a great job. Unfortunately, he has another job, and training that he's been doing for the last 40 years is kind of his secondary job. He's here probably more than most people work their regular job, but it's part-time for him, okay? The issue that we've run into is about 3 years ago, he was the only person we had, and then Sanford hired us a trainer that was here full-time 4 to 5 days a week, starting at 1 o'clock. Ashley was her name. She took another job in the cities, so Ashley is no longer around. Unfortunately, we have not been able to fill that position, so we're going to have to go back to the way it was about 4 or 5 years ago, where Crack will be on call, will help out when he can. He'll be at some sporting events. We probably won't have as much coverage as we've had in the past. We'll continue to work on filling that position. Just be patient. If something comes up, he's willing to come to school and look at athletes, but they probably won't be doing the rehab and some of those other pieces that Ashley did in the past few years. Trojan Booster Club, I'd ask to join the Trojan Booster Club. They pick up some tabs or some expenses that the school doesn't pay for, okay? So it might be little things they help out with. Meet the Trojan Nights, they're the ones handing out the posters. They're the ones doing the tailgating, the different events that we do here as well. So I encourage you to join the Booster Club. I don't know if someone's here from the Booster Club that wanted to speak real quickly. Here we go.
I just don't want anybody to be scared when we say, do you want to join the Booster Club? It does not require you to do anything. It's just an opportunity for you to donate to the Booster Club. That money goes to the scholarships. Last year we gave away 7 $500 scholarships for student athletes who are going to continue playing athletics in college. And we also do all the posters and Meet the Trojans nights. If you would like to be on the board, we like to have each sport represented. And I will tell you right now, boys and girls soccer, we only have one parent from boys soccer. We have none from girls soccer. And girls tennis, McNabbs, I saw you over there somewhere. It would be nice if we could have a parent represented from each sport. So if any of you parents are interested in being on the board, please stop by the table out there and talk to us tonight before you leave. But if you would like to become a member, your name just gets posted in the programs, and that money goes a long ways to help the student athletes.
Thank you. One other project that we have going on is we have the Trojan Legacy Wall, which is being put up at Trojan Field. Rick Brandel was a runner back here a while back, has been highly involved in some of the cross-country track. He does a scholarship every year, and he was partly donated to this to get this legacy wall going. What it is that you can purchase different size bricks for different prices. The donations from that go directly back into our activities. It's something that I can reach into if we want to get maybe some larger items that typically we couldn't get. So it's that extra thing that maybe we couldn't get before, and now maybe we'll have a chance of getting some of these different things. So just an option. Ann Foley's out there. She has a little booth out there if you're interested in donation and getting a brick with your name on it. See her after this meeting here. Before I go there, I'm just going to back up real quick here. So I'm excited just as I am every year. This is a fun time of year for me. I put all my heart and energy into this. I love this. Okay, I absolutely love going to sporting events and cheering you guys on and enjoy the atmosphere of the games and the different events that are going on. Okay, like I said earlier, let's make it a very fun year. Let's go out and support one another. Just because you're in soccer doesn't mean you can't go support the football team, vice versa. Just because you're in volleyball doesn't mean you can't go out and cheer on the cross-country team at their meet. Be there for one another. We're a whole here. We're together. We got to support one another, be one big team, help each other out, cheer each other on, but let's do it in a positive manner and let's have a fun year, okay? Again, at the conclusion of this, there'll be people in the lobby that can help you register if you need help registering. I'll put up the next slide here that'll tell you where all the classrooms are that the fall coaches will be meeting with their teams at. If you're not in a fall sport and you're a 9th and 11th grader, remember to get into the media center and get your concussion testing done. 7 o'clock after that meeting, football, boys soccer, cross country, need to get in there if you're 9th and 11th grade and get your concussion taken care of. So let's have a fun, great year, and thank you all for coming tonight. I'll put up the next slide here and it'll show you where you go. So here's the classrooms. If you want, you can go at this time. Football's in the cafeteria. Cross country will be in the band room. Volleyball will be in the choir room over here. Girls tennis will be in the health room, so the new wing. Girls soccer will be down by the cafeteria, take a left. And then boys soccer will be in the auxiliary gym.